All right, all right. Let's see. Let's put this on. There you go. Partially see me. What's up? The Jordan the movie hero Anderson here with my non-spoiler right out of the theater review of Evil Dead Rise. Here in the car on my way home. Um, and yeah, wow, what a movie! What a movie! Like it's one of those movies. I kind of know what I think, but then also there's certain parts I gotta actually think about if like what I really think of this movie. Because um, my goal today was to see Beau is Afraid and Evil Dead Rise, and I did not see Beau is Afraid because the movie times are weird, and hopefully you can hear me. I got this little microphone clipped to me, so a little microphone pack. So hopefully it's working. I'm actually going to try to get it a little higher up. I don't know if it really mattered. Maybe it was picking up fine. I can't tell, but I'll leave it right there. So, um, but yeah, weird movie times. Because I live in a small town. For anyone who doesn't know, and I'm going to put the live chat up just so I can, in case anyone decides they want to chime in. But, and actually, I'm on my way home. I should have had this on. Give me one. All right. Um, yeah. So only three movie times for Beau was Afraid, and they're weird. They're early in the day. Like the latest one was 4 p.m. There's like an 11 and a 1 11 a.m. and a 1 p.m. And for anyone who knows me, I'm a night owl. I don't do a lot in the morning and daytime maybe, but I had to drive an hour to come to this. But I didn't have to, but that's where my Regal Unlimited is good at. The Regal is about an hour away, maybe a little less, but 50 minutes or so. But I have an AMC right down the road, but it was worth it. I had a couple other things I had to do while I was in town here. Oh, I also got me some spicy mangoes. I don't know if you can see those. I gave one of these to Chris Scott when he came into town, Casablanca kid. He is not a spicy fan. I've never seen someone choke on these. These things are not spicy, like barely at all. And he was like, man, that clears your sinuses. And he's going and like, and like gagging and coughing and blowing his nose and all that. I was like, whoa, like you are not a spicy food guy. But so I brought some in the theater, but I didn't eat because um, I brought other things. If you know me, I sneak a lot of snacks into the theater, usually like real food. When I went and got a burrito, snuck that in. Some what do you call them? Whatever the fries are from Taco Bell. Those ones with the spices all over it and the nacho cheese. So got some of those. So yeah, needless to say, did not eat these. And I think, oh, you know what? I just realized I think I left my. I had some cookies that I brought. I left them in the theater, but it's all right. I made a ton of them at home, so not a big deal. And I can always make more. So, but yeah, I always like to give a little update of like what's going on with me, what's going on with this review, what's going on with the channel. But let's get right into the review. That's the reason why you came here, and I'll talk more about me and myself and the channel after I review this thing. But I will say I'm gonna try to go see Beau is Afraid tomorrow, or technically today because it's after midnight. But we also have a show going on tonight. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is going to be our Best Movies of 2013 Championship, which I wish I had more time to watch more. I watched one movie today. I did watch the Dallas Buyers Club. Really enjoyed it. So I have a bunch more. I've got like 7 more blind spots, and I'll probably be able to watch one, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. I also have family in town. Today is my dad's birthday, and happy birthday, Dad. And we'll probably be doing stuff for his birthday. My birthday's on Sunday. We're probably gonna combine the 2 into one. And also we're doing a little baby blessing for my brother and sister-in-law. They just had a new baby. His name's Bennett. So for our church, we're doing that. So and they have some family in town for that. So yeah, it's gonna be an eventful weekend. So we'll see if I have time to fit in Beau is Afraid. I don't know. With all that going on, I don't know. But I want to see it, but I may have to. I have a new website where I can see movies that are playing in theaters on this website, but the website I have seemingly has every movie playing in theaters right now, but Beau is Afraid. It has Beau is Afraid, but it's like someone that went in and filmed it with their camera, so I don't know how well that is. I don't want to watch it that way, but we'll see. I'd rather see it on the big screen, but anyways, yeah. So this movie, wow, like let me just tell you, this movie is intense, 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 intense. It is like a non-stop horror thrill ride. Oh my gosh, like it does not let up. And the movie's good. And sorry, I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm gonna sneeze directly into the mic. Oh, excuse me. Got one more? No. Okay. But and it starts out. Now, I saw the Evil Dead remake. I don't know if it's a remake, but it's another Evil Dead they had a couple years back. I saw it once, kind of pushed it out of my mind because I wasn't a big fan, like when it's literally raining blood. But that's what these movies do. They have tons of blood. That's just part of it. And so I don't remember a lot, but the beginning of this movie is like a totally different thing. And we got a train coming up. Great. Hopefully it's not a long one. Because um, my freeway on it's like a mile and a half past these train tracks ahead. But fingers crossed that it's a short train because Idaho, we don't get many trains in Idaho. But anyway, yeah, at the beginning of this movie, you have these teenagers at a cabin, this like triangle shaped cabin, and a bunch of crazy stuff that happened, a couple kills in the beginning, and I don't know how that relates to anything because then fast forward to this apartment high rise, and they say that one day before. So I don't know how that relates. Maybe that's going to be like the next Evil Dead movie, something to do with that camp. I don't, or the cabin. They're like at a lake. Like I don't know. I have no idea. But um, some really interesting and creative kills though. So I do appreciate that in a horror movie. But the thing is, these are these Evil Dead movies. They're not really for me. Now Bruce Campbell is for me. Oh, and that was a short train. Cool. But yeah, Bruce Campbell's for me. I freaking love Bruce Campbell. So put him in one of these and it makes the movie infinitely better, like by leaps and bounds. But um this one technically Bruce Campbell's in it. There's an article that I read. There's a scene where they find the brother in the movie, which I have my little paper. I'll break down the characters and everything. I got my paper here. So, but the brother finds these old records with some recordings by a priest, and apparently that's the voice of Bruce Campbell. So that's cool that they were able to fit him in like that. Um, but it would have been better if he was in the movie because a lot of the actresses that I don't well, actors and actors that I don't recognize. I don't recognize anyone in this movie. I don't. I don't even recognize the director. I don't. We'll get into it here in a minute. I'm gonna break it all down. Who the director is, who the cast and everything is. But this movie, like, it's definitely an Evil Dead movie. I'll just say that. Definitely an Evil Dead. And straighten that a little bit, but because you have certain things. You have your boomstick. You have someone that brings out the rifle. You have like buckets of blood. I mean, not for me. That much blood is kind of unnecessary, but that's what these Evil Dead movies do. You have some kind of cameo from Bruce Campbell. You don't see his face, but you hear his voice. And what else makes this an Evil Dead? You have people being possessed by crazy demons that say some comical things, like give us a kiss, and then it's like a long tongue that comes out and like is heading towards a little girl, or like in the trailer, yeah, mommy's with the maggots now, or like just whatever those are, and I'll tell you, people get possessed right away, like immediately. So I just wish I knew how the beginning connected to the rest of the movie. If anyone who's seen Evil Dead Rise knows how that connects to the rest of the movie, let me know because I have no idea. Yeah, but just jumping on the freeway here, which they have this area lit up. Huh, interesting. I don't remember these giant lights being here, but oh, it's the sign for the gas station that's broken. Okay. Uh, so it's all you can see are the lights. But I'm gonna leave this light on as long as I can. But yeah, so then it just cut to this high rise, and it's a family in this place, and let me tell you, within a matter of minutes, the mom is possessed. A matter of friggin' minutes. So um, they because they allude to the fact that uh, and this is without any spoilers. These things are like not giant spoilers, but well, not really any spoilers in my opinion. But they allude to the fact that the apartment building where they're at. Well, so it's in Los Angeles. You get that, and then the apartment building is built on an old bank. So they have an earthquake, and the earthquake opens up this hole in the ground, and the brother jumps down in the hole. And the brother's like the middle child, and he jumps down in the hole and finds an old bank vault, old security deposit boxes, and like shelves with things. And he finds the Book of the Dead. Oh, that's another reason that makes this an Evil Dead movie. The Book of the Dead is there, and he finds that. He finds these old records, and he finds like papers from these priests, and he takes a bunch of it with him. So back to his apartment. So and then um, the the booklet's really cool. They got these teeth things on it that they're able to open it after the brother tries to open it, and then he gets pricked and starts bleeding, and the blood seeps into the book, and then the book just slowly opens. But then with the book is the uh, the records, and the records say whatever it needs to say to bring out the demons. So, but why I say Evil Dead movies are not really for me is like I love them when there's Bruce Campbell. I love it when there's more humor. Like I love Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead rules. Like I freaking love Army of the Dead. But sorry, I got all kinds of crap in my throat. But and that's not helping all that much. But drinking that. But anyways, so yeah, when Bruce Campbell's in there, great. But it's also very stylized, like very stylized. Like especially in the beginning, you see some shots where they're like tracking on the ground and moving all around crazy, and then that's very akin to Evil Dead 2. Like really all the Evil Dead movies. And I'll say out of anything Evil Dead that's ever been made, Ash versus Evil Dead's where it's at. I love Ash versus Evil Dead. Great series. Number two, I'll say is Army of the Dead. Number three has got to be Evil Dead 2. Number one, or no, sorry, number four. I don't know why I'm jumping around. Number four has got to be the original Evil Dead. Or actually, no, flip flop that. Because I'm still getting used to Evil Dead 2. Only seen it twice, and it's growing on me. So I'll say 3 is Evil Dead 1, 4 is Evil Dead 2. Then I'll say this Evil Dead that I saw, Evil Dead Rise, is 5, and then 6. I think that's 6 if you include the TV series. Is the Evil Dead remake that came out a couple years back. So yeah, that's kind of my quick little ranking right there. But yeah, you just see like crazy intense things. The thing is, there's no character development in this thing. You don't really get to know who these characters are, so you're not really invested. I mean, you kind of are because you see the 3 kids running around with their mom's sister. The mom gets possessed very early on. She's the first one to get possessed. Multiple people do, I will say, and so you're kind of like invested in them, sort of. Like you don't want the kids to die, but at the same time, like you don't find out that much about it. You don't know what's going on with this apartment. You don't know. I mean, you know a little history that was built on a bank, but you know they're about to be, or the buildings are about to be condemned and demolished, and they have 30 days to get out of there. But yeah, and then it's just one thing after the next. Like one person gets possessed, then another, then another. I'm not gonna spoil it who gets possessed or how it happens or anything like that. But I will say this movie's very Hollywood, very Hollywood. And what I mean by that is that it looks like it could be like a movie, like if you were to go on a ride at Universal Studios, like they could easily have an Evil Dead ride at Universal Studio and like do it in the way that they filmed this thing. There's a lot of all over the place shots, a lot of it's very like cinematic. It's very like you can tell that they had the lights timed to like light up a certain way. They had the earthquake set to a certain thing. They had I mean I don't know how much practical effects they used on it. It looked like maybe they used a decent amount, but and just the way that the like possessed people moved around, the demons and stuff, and the way the set is and the way that it's filmed, just looked very cinematic, very like they put some money into this thing, and it's very blockbustery, which it's fine. Like it almost seems like this Evil Dead had the most money out of any Evil Dead that sunk into it. I don't know. I didn't look that up, but I just kind of like the way that a lot of the other Evil Dead movies are filmed. It looks like it's on like a set, you know. Like these are very like on a set, on a like sound stage, I mean, but it still looks cool. I mean, just very cinematic the way everything's timed. Like you went on this ride, you would see the way the lights move, you would see the different rooms in the apartment, you would see the way that the demons were running around and doing crazy things and like climbing on the walls and the ceiling and all that stuff. Like you could see it pre-programmed. They could have animatronics of all that, and it would look pretty much the way the movie looked like. So yeah. So I mean, I don't know the best way to describe what that is. It just looked like like one of those summer blockbuster movies where everything's like preset and like mechanical, like almost. So almost. I mean, for lack of a better way to describe it, that's how I'm going to describe it. But let's get into the director and the cast. So the director is Lee Cornyn is his name. I never heard of him before, and I looked up his filmography. He's done a few other horror movies. I think that's all he's done. It's horror, and they're very small, independent, like indie things that I've never heard of. I never heard of a single other movie he's done. It's only like 3 or 4 that he's done. So, and then you have, let's see, you have Alyssa Sutherland, who plays the mom, Elliot. And I just want to shout all these people out because I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 people, or even more, like let's say 95 out of 100, probably aren't going to know who these people are. But and then you have Lily Sullivan, who plays the mom's sister, Beth. So she's in there. You have Morgan Davies, who plays the brother, who's the middle child. Name's Danny in it. Then you have Gabrielle Eccles, who plays the older sister. Bridget is her name. And then you have Nella Fisher, who plays Cassie, which is the younger sister. And the oldest sister looks to be about 15, something like that. And then there's a son that's like 13 or 14. And then the youngest daughter is maybe like 6, something like that. But I mean, the movie's good if you like Evil Dead movies. If you like Evil Dead movies, then you're gonna love this one. If you don't mind, just buckets of blood, because I'll tell you this: there's an elevator scene in this that rivals the one from The Shining, and the buckets and like gallons and gallons and hundreds of gallons of blood and like come shooting out of the elevator and stuff. And so there's that. I just don't care for blood and gore. I don't. But I like slasher movies, and like some things, like a little blood and gore is good. Like Quentin Tarantino movie, his gore's over the top, but it makes the movie freaking awesome. And then like a movie like Logan, my favorite movie of all time. I like that it's gory and blood. Like having a little bit of that, it's good. But do we need buckets and gallons and where you're like swimming in blood, like up to your neck in blood? Like, no, you don't need that. That's unnecessary. That's stupid, if you ask me. But maybe fans of Evil Dead and like horror movies in general appreciate that stuff and like it. So I don't know, just not for me. But yeah, I think the movie's good though. I mean, I think like horror purists are gonna like it more. Like for me, I'm a little more than a casual horror fan. Like I watch most horror movies, but I haven't seen every small little indie and little like what do you want to call it? Like I haven't seen every horror movie, every little tiny little studio that's been out there. Like some diehard horror fan. There's diehards out there. I won't say I'm a diehard, but I'll say that like I do like horror though. I love horror. Like I really do. I just see the good ones, and if it's not getting good reviews or not one everyone's seeing and talking about, then I'm not gonna race out to see it. But maybe I'll get around to seeing it. You know. But yeah. So, and sorry, I wish I could have better lighting for you. It's either that or that. That's the best I can do right now. But yeah. So overall, like I think it's a good movie. If I were to give this movie a rating objectively and not my personal score, it'd probably be about a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8 out of 10. But for me personally, in my taste in horror, like I'm more of like, well, I mean, I like all kinds of horror movies. I love slashers. I love supernatural horror. I love like creepy cults. I love atmosphere, body horror. I love all that stuff, but like not so much blood, please. like not for me. So for me personally, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10, just because one, I didn't get the beginning. Two, way too much blood, and 3, I don't recognize any of the actors, which doesn't really matter too much. That's a minor thing. Who cares if they're not big names, but or really anyone you've ever heard of before? But it's still good. So yeah, I mean, I am glad that I saw it, and I would say, do you need to see it in theaters? No, it's not one you need to see in theaters, but should you check it out? Yes, you should see it. Like, especially if you're a horror fan, definitely, absolutely see this movie. And I had fun with it. I did. I walked away having fun. 6.5. That's still a good score. That's still positive. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I really have to say about the movie. Trying to think if there's anything else that I left out. That's it. Wish I could have seen Ghost Afraid today, but I was also cleaning for a family we have coming into town, and also I decided to cook some food. And I made cookies, and I left a bag of them at, like, there's only 4 cookies in there, but I left them in the theater. I got tons more at home, but and I don't need to eat that many cookies. I'm trying to lose weight, so. But yeah. So if you stuck around this far, that's my view. My review 6.5 out of 10. I just wanted to just give a little update on like what's going on with me, what's going on with our channel, and the yeah, like that type of thing. So I just posted. So if you go over to our Patreon, we do have a Patreon. We did an episode that was our favorite movie trailers, and we made a list of all of our favorite movie trailers. Me, Casablanca Kid, Chris Scott, Austin Pez, my co-host, and Steven Shepard, one of our regulars, and we played all of our favorite trailers. We actually played them, so it's copyrighted content. So unfortunately, that means it has to live on the Patreon. Patreon.com/movie-hero. You can find it there. It costs as little as $5 to see it. Not very much at all. Even if you want to just sign up for like a week, or sign up for like a day just to check out the episode, cool, that's fine. And then cancel after that. Or if you want to keep paying monthly, like we're doing giveaways. So I'm giving away a bunch of my one sheet movie posters from my time working in the theaters that are exclusive to movie theaters. You can only get them at the theaters, or you can buy them on eBay, and they're really expensive. But and I have some more podcast episodes that I need to edit, some drafts that we did, which you can find all of our drafts are actually on our channel. But you get the really raw like footage. I'm adding all kinds of cool graphics and like just touching it up, making it look way better. So what you're gonna get on the Patreon, look way better. So it's definitely worth it to see the extra graphics, the extra cool little inserts and things that I'm gonna have in those videos. I'm working on them. So I'm the only person that really knows how to do the behind the scenes stuff. So if you or anyone you know knows how to do video editing, graphic design, like knows how to run StreamYards and like that type of thing, like let me know. Like we need people for the channel. Eventually, we're this close to getting monetized. We're really close, and so we get people paid. I want to get people paid. So all the money that we make off of it, or from the Patreon, goes right back into the channel. If you go to the Movie Hero Network homepage, you can look up on the banner that we have with our logo on it. In the bottom right hand corner, there are links to my Venmo. There's links to a GoFundMe page for the channel to help us get there. We have a PayPal on there. There's a bunch of different things. Any money that you donate, we're putting right back into the channel. We want to make bigger and better content. We want to travel more so we can do travel videos. Eventually, I want to make this channel somewhere where we have tons of travel vlogs. I travel all over the place, and I go to cool spots, and I bring the camera along for the ride, show you some really cool stuff, and then show you the best and cheapest and most efficient way to do vacation spots. So, like, I'm going to the Bahamas in January, so I'm definitely going to bring a camera along for that. I'm going to Washington, so I'll bring the camera along for that. And yeah, I'm going to show you just everything. And then recently, Chris Scott Casablanca Kid came to visit. We went to Preston, Idaho. We visited a bunch of Napoleon Dynamite filming locations. We met some friends down there. They got us into the school from Napoleon. We got to go like where his locker is, and film and take pictures. We got to go in the auditorium and go up on the stage where Pedro gives his acceptance speech, where he says, "If you vote for me, all your wildest dreams will come true." With Napoleon does his dance. We got to go in the cafeteria, which is no longer the same cafeteria. They have a new one there, but we got to go in where it was in the movie. And we went to a few other places. We went to like Pedro's house, Napoleon's house. We almost got to, but the road was shut down, literally to where you couldn't get cars back to the road, but we filmed it from a distance. And then we went to the bowling alley where they go bowling in the movie. And I went to where he plays tetherball. We did all that. And there's other spots that we're in the next town over that we didn't have time for, that we're going to go back. Rex Kwon-do, Summer Wheatley's house, and I forget Trisha, where he does the shading on her upper lip. Like, it took me 3 hours to finish the shading on your upper lip. So we're gonna go back there eventually, or at least I will. So yeah, I'm working on putting that together into like a little compilation, and I'm gonna do some clips also and pictures. So those are coming. And let's see what else we got. Some more tournament fights and tier rankers coming up. I don't have the schedule pulled up right in front of me here, but I know that we're doing best movies with punctuation in the title. We still have our Keanu Reeves and Nick Cage match. We're going to have Kevin Smets on the episode, Paul Preston and Adam Witt, the movie guys, on there. So that's coming up. And then we have more tier rankers for our animation tournament. We have the best animated movies in the 90s coming up, and then that'll be the last decade before our championship. And we have best movie teams, best movie duos. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So if you want to be on an episode of anything, just hit me up and let me know. Best way is you can DM me on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/Jordan Anderson 21, or you're on the Schmodown Friends and Family group on Facebook. So, and if you have anything you want to promote, you have a YouTube channel, you have any projects you're working on, you write for like articles for a website or anything like that, you can post your heart's content over there, and we'll share it out. We'll get you more views. We'll get more eyes on your content. And then we also have trivia, which sometimes the trivia, as long as we don't get copyrighted, it'll live on the Movie Hero Network. But if we get copyrighted strikes or blocks, like we definitely got our video blocked on the last one for like 3 different songs. So it's over there, and that you can watch for just $1. Like, because I would like to make the trivia free if I could, but for the fast copyrighted stuff, and I can't have it on YouTube, then $1 at Movie Hero at Patreon.com/Movie Hero. And we're doing another trivia match a week from this Sunday. We're taking a little an extra week in between. Usually I do them every 2 weeks, but I'm going to do this will be 3 weeks after the last, because my birthday's on Sunday. So, and we got a ton of family, a crap ton coming into town, which when I get home, I'm already going to have my 2 brothers in there. And my sister, I don't think she's coming. She might surprise us, or her fiance. Their sister's getting married on, I think it's May 12th. And somehow she was able to talk to people we sold our house to in Eagle, Idaho, to let us go back to our childhood home where we grew up. And She's gonna have her wedding reception there. Crazy that they're willing to do that. That's really cool of them. So, yeah. So I'll be in Eagle and Boise area at that time. But yeah, that's basically everything we have going on. Gonna get back into doing some gaming soon. I'm either gonna pick up Dead Island 2 or hopefully I get it for my birthday. That was one of my top things I asked for. So that and I'm actually gonna do some snack heroes. I'm kind of not doing snack heroes, but trying to eat healthier. But uh, it doesn't help when I see movies a lot. I never eat healthy in a freaking movie, but it's just like energy drinks and like fast food items I sneak in there. So yeah, I need to be better about that. Um, but I mean, you'll see me do some snack things from time to time. We'll do an impromptu snack hero once in a while, and like never say never. Maybe we'll bring it back full time eventually. But for right now, for the foreseeable future, uh, I'm not. But I definitely have some snacks left over. I need to try out. So, but let's see if there's anything else I can think of. We have a new show that we're going to be premiering called Wheel of Movies, where we have everyone who's partnered in our channel and all of our top regulars submitted their top 128 movies or top 64, whatever they wanted to do, plus 20 honorable mentions. And your honorable mentions could be like some guilty pleasure movies. They could be what your next 20 would have been after your 128. They could be new releases. They could be movies you haven't seen but you want to see. They could be bad movies. It doesn't really matter. But we're gonna put all those onto a wheel, and I'm gonna spin the wheel, and whatever movie it lands on, we're gonna do a 1 hour deep dive. We're gonna watch it, possibly do some watch-alongs, maybe. I'm considering that, but for right now, we're gonna watch it and then just do a 1 hour deep dive on the movie and do some reviews and just talk about why we love it or maybe don't like it. But and then we're also gonna be doing monthly um, mystery um, mystery tournament of 64, where we take the same movies, all the same ones, and we spin it 64 times, and whatever movies pop out are the ones that are going to be in the tournament. And those will be tough because they're going to be all our favorite movies. So we got some content coming up. We also want to do a 24-hour live subathon stream because we really got to get subscribers like ASAP. Like we need subscribers like yesterday. So we're working on it. So, oh, they have this freaking part of the road where they are doing tons of construction here, and they have the road weaving all over the place right here. But yeah, so we're thinking the subathon 24-hour is going to be in June or July. It'll be one of those months. So, and we'll do an episode of every single one of our shows, including the new ones. We'll be doing a tournament by a tier ranker. We'll have some of the other stuff we have, Lonely Marks, that run by the Wrestling Boys on our channel. Jacob Barber, Richie Nemo, Goodacre, Jordan Owens, and Austin will appear most times, not every time, but so we got that. We have our podcast league now. We'll probably do a draft. So we'll probably do or just come up with some creative topic. And then we have a podcast about is Jacob Barber and Austin's podcast. And then Jacob Barber started doing a new thing where he's doing lists of things, like either top 10. He did one where he broke down the new NF album, Hope, and ranked all the different tracks on that, which is really cool. I recommend that because NF is freaking great. Like, and his new album's really good. So yeah, so when we do our 24-hour subathon, we're going to do all of that, and then we'll probably have some guests that are kind enough and nice enough to do an episode of one of their shows on our channel. So maybe we'll have Malcolm Lay do a rank 'em. Maybe we'll have some people that do movie reviews come on and do movie reviews. Maybe we'll have some like even more wrestling talk or trivia, an episode of trivia. You know, we'll do all that stuff. So it's coming. We'll keep you posted on that. But just follow us on all the social medias at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. And my personal Instagram, Jordan83616. I post quite often on that one, even more than our one for our channel. And if you have any ideas for future uh, tournament fights and tier rankers, let us know. You know, and we'll bring you on. If you want to do a top 64 favorite movies of all time, we'll do an episode for you. Just like hit me up and let me know, and you can have whatever panel you want, and we'll do an episode talking all about your favorite movies. So just want to let you know about everything right now because I got time to kill. I'm driving. I still got about 10, 15 minutes till I get home. So, but that's probably going to do it for uh, talking about the channel. I'm gonna have a busy weekend with birthday stuff and for me and my dad, family in town, and all that stuff. So, but we doing my mystery tier ranker on Monday. So we're gonna have a show tonight, our championship for our best of 2013 ladder series, and then Monday it'll only be a half bracket, so much shorter show than our usual 3 hours. And then Monday we already did it. You can go check it out on the channel. We did a pre-show for my mystery tier ranker, and I went on my flick chart. I just hit the rank movies thing, and that just brings up random matches. And whichever the first 60 to pop up will be in a tier ranker, and you can go watch that. You can see all the movies that showed up. And I'll just say we're gonna have a lot in the S tier and a lot in the F tier, and not a lot in between. So it'll definitely be interesting. So yeah, but we appreciate anyone who can subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell the person walking down the street, tell your bus driver, tell your freaking Uber driver, tell anyone that you talk to. Look at the I check it. Movie Hero Network is where it's at, and if you want to come talk movies with us, definitely come and subscribe. We'll be forever grateful if you get people to subscribe. It's huge. It's huge for us. So, but I'm coming up on my freeway exit, so I'm gonna sign off for now. But yeah, but go check out Evil Dead Rise and let me know what you think. You know, if you like it, if you like it more or less than I did. So there just wasn't really any other movies coming out this weekend that I cared too much about. Peter Pan and Wendy. I don't really care about that. But any Disney live action remakes. But so I heard that one's pretty much like the animated movie. But anyways, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.